Playing lotteries on the Mega Millions Naija platform is fun and exciting. Get started by following these simple steps. Visit www.megamillionsnaija.com. Click register at the top of the homepage. You can sign up to Mega Millions Naija. Once your account is confirmed, log in and select a lottery or draw to play. Once you're done selecting numbers, click proceed to checkout page. Finally, review your order, choose a payment method, and click Pay Now. You will receive an order confirmation via email. Mega Millions Naija. Play it, win it.
Yeah, you were one of those that maybe supported or were open to Buhari being president. Now that he's been there for more than 6 years, or 7 years, it's getting to 7 years now. What is your assessment?
My assessment on Buhari changed within the first 3 months, actually. So we had thought that we're part of the anything but Jonathan, and then Jonathan must go back to Toke. We were part of that movement. We actually, some of us, in spite of people warning us and reminding us about certain things Buhari had done, particularly his retroactive sentencing of the cocaine peddlers or something, They told us this, they had mentioned it to me at the time that it's unforgivable, and unless he totally repents such an act, that this man is brutal. But we stayed blind, and these are some of the lessons we learn in life. And now I've learned a lesson never to participate in anything where I don't have 100%, where I have any doubt, because once you participate in something that you have doubt, then you blame yourself when the calamity happens. But we had those. There were about two things that should have given us some flags on Buhari at the time. One was that his retroactive sentencing of those people. He sentenced them to death, and he had created a law after they had done the crime. So that was while he was a military soldier. Then the second one was where he said, anybody that stands in your way of the polling booth, halakasu. So I remember at the time I'd asked my friend, one of the members of my NGO, I said, what does this halakasu mean? Because my house is a little rusty. And I'm like, what does halakasu mean? And they said, kill them, pretty much, destroy them. And, we had that video of Buhari at the polling booth, but a lot of things were thinking it's political games. But we had that video where he was telling his people when he lost that, defend your votes, and if anybody blocks you, kill them. So with these two things, I should not have, I should have used those to say, no, I cannot support this man. But we did. Some of us did. But then they actually invited me for his inauguration. I was one of maybe 500 people that were actually invited. The rest were distributed politically, but actually invited.
Did you go?
I went for the inauguration.
Hmm.
But while I was there, I spent about a month and a half in Nigeria. So while I was there, I said the first problem we had was the military generals then, Ihejirika and the rest, who had, totally were just chopping the money and led a futile war against Boko Haram. So while we were there in Abuja, right then and there, we're going to this Bring Back Our Girls meetings. And I said, why has Buhari not fired these people? Like, we are waiting. These people, and within the first, within the first 2 weeks of Buhari in office, he changed the whole security at Aso Rock. So within the first weeks, he changed the whole security at Aso Rock. And I'm like, but the Hejirika and these people, they are the ones in charge of Nigerian security, Boko Haram. This was the reason why we brought you in. Why have you not reshuffled and restructured the security of the country? So that was the first time I started. I raised my voice at a Bring Back Our Girls meeting, and I said, Buhari is messing up, and this is not acceptable. And I can remember that day, people were stunned. The people there were like, because all those people kind of supported Buhari. So they're like, what's going on with Dr. Perry? And I just started blasting that Buhari is failing. Why is he not firing those security chiefs? This was the main problem. And that was when I wrote my first article within his first 2 months in office. And I remember the first article I wrote against him was, Buhari quickly fires his own Aso Rock security people, but is dragging his feet to fire the security people of the nation. So he takes his own personal security more important than the security of the rest of us. And I remember when I said that thing at Bring Back Our Girls, that was one of the first times I respected Aisha Yesufu seriously, because whereas other people started looking at me with some kind of hostility, I just looked at her and she looked up. Like she just looked up like this. She thought about it and immediately she grabbed the microphone. She joined me on the side of saying, yes, we need to criticize Buhari even though it's early for this. And that's the day I respected her, because I respect anybody who stands for truth, stands for justice, no matter how premature, no matter what time it is, no matter what the odds look like. Start standing for truth and justice as soon as you see it, because otherwise you have yourself to blame and you will look foolish at the end of the day. Because some people who were attacking me when I started attacking Buhari, from the first 2 months, 3 months, I started attacking him. Within a short time, I became one of the enemies of the state. Some people who were vexing at me at that early stage, today, now they call me later on. Some of them actually within Buhari's government, they call me later on and they're like, Dr. Brimah, you were right. We are embarrassed.